personalization that the digital world offers has allowed brands to become so much more targeted and segmented about the way that they can deliver messages based on a consumer, whether that's a healthcare professional or a patient, based on their demographics, their experience level, their preferences, their interests. A brand can actually target and segment information to reach those individuals at a different rate through a different platform and with a different message and frequency than the next person based on the way that they prefer to consume that information. So the digital world has simply allowed brands to be a lot smarter about the way that they can deploy those messages, which leads to a better use of spend as well.
This is really similar to what we're seeing in precision medicine. It is a digital fingerprint. Everyone is digesting material differently. It is personalized towards a specific buyer type. That could be a specific type of clinician, or even a patient, a clinician, or a laboratorian. And just as we are evolving in medicine to not treat every single patient exactly the same way, I feel it is no different in publishing, where we as clinicians are digesting information and looking at it from a very personalized way. What is of interest to me? Where am I during that journey? And so we need to develop content that allows us to push that information to our customers in that same way.
There are a number of audiences that pharmaceutical companies and brands specifically need to engage. It's not just doctors, but it's the entire audience of healthcare professionals as it relates to a specialty or to a product. It's patients, it's advocacy organizations, it's society partners and thought leaders. And it's important to engage those audiences through the various platforms and create not just an outbound effort of information that reaches them, but to develop and build relationships with those audiences in a productive way.
One thing that we've definitely seen recently has been an explosion in demand for digital peer-to-peer communications. And I guess it's not surprising when there's limits on physical interactions that we look more towards the digital space for those interactions and that engagement between colleagues that we see in peer-to-peer. So one of the things that I think is especially appealing right now is that the ability and the willingness of customers to bring together experts from different specialties or even different countries together to share best practices and discuss the issues that are of most importance to them.
At Thermo Fisher in our immunodiagnostics division, we are really focused around social media and using those platforms for key stakeholders such as myself or our medical directors, key opinion leaders, to deliver content or guide our customers towards specific digital properties. We may use videos or infographics on those social media platforms, and that really helps to engage the audience and start those conversations where the clinicians may be looking each and every day.
There are a lot of ways in which companies deliver content to their target audiences that span from personal to non-personal. In a post-COVID world, I think one of the learnings that we've experienced, especially in the pharmaceutical industry and the healthcare, the importance of non-personal communication and information and our ability to reach target audiences through a digital way has become so much more important. And I don't think that as we emerge out of a post-COVID world that that's going to change. I think that it's going to have a lasting impact on the way that brands prepare and deliver content to reach those audiences.
The content coming from pharmaceutical companies right now really needs to evolve especially this year, because the social distancing and COVID-driven shutdown measures has made it really challenging for individual representatives from pharmaceutical companies to interact with HCPs. So the messaging and content that's coming from those pharma companies really needs to be on point, on brand, and needs to be a resource, an educational resource, a clinical resource, to highlight both the specific therapeutics, but also the trends in the field and showing a knowledge of the disease state. It's not sufficient enough just to push an individual therapeutic. You need to be a trusted resource in the disease state, in the therapeutic area, and leverage that wealth of resource that pharma has to help inform clinicians at the point of care.